Hey everybody, it's John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur here, coming at you tonight, which is a Wednesday evening. This is May 18th, 2022. If you're new to my channel, you'll notice at the top right, there's a QR code. Take your phone, scan that QR code. It will direct you over to my Linktree, linktr.ee/some other information. You can get that by scanning the QR code on my hat, or you'll notice it says believe and it says achieve. So before you can achieve anything, you have to believe it. You can also go to Believe, BELIEVEMEACHIEVE.com, which will also get you over to my link tree. And every day we have a brand new subtopic about the master topic. And if you're coming back, well, welcome back, my friends, colleagues, and associates. It's so great to have you here supporting the channel and absorbing all this great knowledge. And hopefully some of the new people will become just like you that have been watching my program for so long. If you're wondering what the topic is, well, wonder no more. It is how to say thank you. We're on episode number 5. I'm really excited because in just 1, 2, 3 more days, we'll be launching the brand new, video trailers and content, taking the show from basically Neighborhood Pub to Orbital Media, which, as you know, is the new company and is our new plate, where we're doing a lot more than just printing and a lot more than just branding. We're Orbital Media Hub. So that's coming. The name of the company is Orbital Media. And so that's really exciting. And that's going to start, I believe, on the Saturday this week. So just a few more days, that'll start. That'll be starting on May 21st, which is a Saturday. So lots of great things happening here, ladies and gentlemen. And so when we think about the word thank you, that's where I want to go today. Thinking about a false thank you. That's a thank you that somebody gives you because they feel guilty. So they're guilted into saying thank you, right? Guilty to say thank you. Have you ever had that before? Have you ever known somebody? Well, so how do you handle that? Because it could be a lot to swallow, to put it bluntly. Guilt, and then some people do a thank you note, guilt. And then the thing is, and you're probably your parents or your friends have done this to you, maybe your relatives, your teachers are like, I can't believe you're going to leave it like that. Or that's how you're going to do it. Or that's how you're going to hand it in. What's wrong with it? Nothing. I just thought you put more time and effort into it. I mean, it's obviously not the work of an A. Was it the work of a B? I don't know. Did you put any more effort in? Could you put more effort in? And so I think people guilt each other into hopefully getting them to do more than they had anticipated. Now, that's not a bad thing, ladies and gentlemen. It's just about the fact that people sometimes are lazy. And when they're lazy, they don't do something. So when you're guilted into doing something, I think that changes people's perspectives. I don't exactly like the tactic because I think it's a little underhanded, to be honest, and below the belt. But saying thank you in awkward ways, okay? And so there are different ways that you can say thank you without actually saying the word thank you. Man, I mean, we've talked about this before, right? Somebody could say, oh, thank you in advance. Somebody could say, thanks for considering me. I appreciate your help with, so you can kind of, put that statement out there first. I find the biggest challenge with thank you is that when you have an expectation of someone and you've already thanked them for, agreeing to put the time in to help you, but then they fall short. Oh, I'm busy. I got this, I got that. And this has happened to me 1 or 2 times where, I'm asking somebody for help and you're always there for them. However, when you need something, they always have an excuse. Now, maybe they have a legitimate excuse. Okay. But that doesn't mean that life should stop. However, It's like they look for any little bump in the road to just stop all connection. And so, what I've learned with these people is that you ask them for their help, and if they say no, and if they don't come back to you, chances are leave it, because that person has other priorities and you're not a priority in their life, which is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But next time you go to do something, don't go jumping through hoops for that person, right? Don't go jumping hoops with that person. People will say thank you to you when they need something from you. You heard that right. I said people will say thank you to you when they need something from you. And it's very important that when you say thank you, you don't say, well, I owe you that. Okay. And you don't want to feel guilty, because when you feel guilty, then that kind of precludes the full meaning of the word thank you. Right. And I know, ladies and gentlemen, that when somebody has to pause for a moment and say thank you, it's like they got to do a pattern interrupt. They've got to think about what's important in their life. And if somebody can't stop for like 2 seconds or 10 seconds and say thank you, then you have to ask yourself, what kind of person is that? And how did I get wrapped up to be friends with this person or even work with this person? I mean, how? Maybe you didn't have a choice. But I want to talk about another kind of thank you. When you say thank you, it actually can get you into trouble. Did you know that? One of the first things a lot of immigrants are taught by their parents was to say please and thank you, and also people in the United States, right? Being a US citizen. Well, many Western people, if you say thank you, it is one of those taken for granted niceties of daily life. So we say it when we go to cashiers, restaurant servers, and to bus drivers, right? But these days, many organizations email code of conduct specify that saying thank you is expected when someone fulfills a request, even if doing so is in their job description, because we think it's basic good manners to show appreciation for a job well done. Deepak Singh, a North Indian immigrant to the United States, gave a cross-cultural perspective on fascinating nuances between India and the United States. In India, saying thank you is not taken lightly. And if it's said in the wrong context, it can be insulting and insincere. According to Singh, when someone is thanked in India, it implies a sincere debt of gratitude for going above and beyond the call of duty. For everyday transactions, expressing thanks verbally is not necessary, because in their language, in everyday gestures and cultures, there is an unspoken understanding of gratitude. That's interesting. So if you say thank you for the things that we would hear in America, they'll take that as you being insincere, and it might cause an argument. Something else interesting. Tipping is expected in India. So you show your appreciation by tipping all service people like wait staff, bellhops, and cab drivers. This is very, very common. Okay. And if you don't tip, it's very disrespectful. The greeting namaste, which means I salute you, but also has a deeper spiritual meaning. And I'll quote, the divinity within me salutes the divinity with you. Namaste. That's when they do it in yoga. Namaste. The divinity in me salutes the divinity in you. So it's a way of being humble, right? So listen carefully when someone is speaking, and don't interrupt them. Instead of thanking someone for doing something for you, offer to reciprocate and then do it. So if someone, let's say, does something nice for you, well, you can say, oh, you can hold the door for them. They hold the door for you, hold the door for them. Thank you, thank you. And that's a nice way of kind of, I'd say, balancing the scores. A lot of people in our world, unfortunately, don't say thank you because they feel like, I don't know, they feel like if they shouldn't say thank you until it's deserved. These are people that are living way up on these egos, which, you could probably see 100 miles away. And so, although a thank you does not need to be formal, it needs to be sincere. That's right. I said sincere, meaning it from the heart. Now, some people have an issue with saying the word thank you, like it means like they're giving up too much. So other people say, I owe you, but I think that's even more indebting. I'm grateful. I appreciate is a little lighter, but it still means thank you. And another one that is pretty interesting is going to be just understanding the fact of just basically being the phrase. And so by being the phrase, what do I mean by that? I mean that it's the phrase of gratitude. Okay? It is truly the phrase of gratitude. And when you can understand that phrase of gratitude, I feel that you will make a choice in your life to reciprocate. Okay? Like that means a lot to me. It means a lot to me, right? These are ways of saying thank you because sometimes saying the word thank you, it feels like they're paying you too much. And it's a psychological premonition. It's not the truth, but they feel like they're giving away power. Now, I've always said that what you give away, you'll get back tenfold. However, it does not come back overnight, right? You do something nice for someone, maybe it's someone on the street, and you do something for them, and you say, here you go, or you get them a sandwich, wherever it is, and then they come back to you and say thank you, and you could come back and say, oh, you're welcome. You said, it was the least I could do. So when you do something like that, that's also a way of saying thank you because you're expressing a connection, a human connection. So if thank you is a nicety in the US, and I wish it was said a lot more, but people are in this hustle and bustle trail. And because they are, they feel that they don't need to say thank you to everybody. And I think that's really rude. But it's come down to discriminating based on jobs. If someone's in a job that's, let's say, lower than you or lower pay, people don't think they have to say thank you. And I think that's rude. I think it's wrong. And if somebody's in a higher job than you, then you feel like you've got to kowtow to them. But I want to tell you, you don't need to kowtow. You need to be respectful to all people, whether they're janitors, whether they're salespeople, whether they're presidents, whether they're CEOs, whether they're exterminators, whether they're your boss, whether they're a customer, right? Having that mentality is going to always bring out the best in you. And you never know who you're actually talking to. You might know their name, but you may not know that they're the CEO of a corporation. And what that means to you is you don't really care, but the fact that you're nice to everybody, you might just get a little bone thrown your way because you went out of your way. I'll give an example. There was a gentleman from a large company. I'm not going to mention which company. And they had a bunch of interns come in. And they had these different exercises they had to do. And the one CEO was actually in the crowd with the interns. Wasn't dressed, to the nines. He was just dressed in casual clothes, jeans and shirt, just like the other interns were. And he was collaborating. He was helping. And it was funny because at the end of the process, when this one intern didn't get picked, the person stood up and said, well, I want to recommend Paul. Gave the name. He says, well, that's great. And we'll consider it. And so then he got up, the gentleman, and said, you'll consider it? Yeah, we'll consider it. Well, I'm saying we should pick him. And he says, well, who are you? You're just another intern. And they didn't know this, the people that were in the room, because this wasn't manager, these were some other people that were helping out. I'm actually the CEO of this company. And they were all like, wow, you've been helping me, you've been talking to me, you've been working with me. And they're blown away, because when somebody is so genuine, it changes the dichotomy of the communication and the cultural environment of the company. I mean, I think that is so, so powerful when a CEO or when a boss can be hidden in the training group or hidden in the group of interns and going through the same frustrations and problems. That's a big thing. It's also a way of being humble, because now when you're having trouble doing something and maybe you're making believe that you're having trouble doing something, it puts you in that position that, hey, I'm just like you. So a lot of times the CEOs know exactly what to do, but they play a game, like you might have heard of the show Undercover Boss. And obviously the CEO knows how to do everything, but then he starts feeling like, well, and he starts like messing up the machine, all kinds of things. And the person there is like, well, maybe we should take a break. And then they talk and back and forth, and they don't really realize what's going on. And then at the end, when they come to meet that person, they're just so shell-shocked because that person exposed a little bit of themselves and made themselves vulnerable. I think when we make ourselves vulnerable, it does set the stage for thank yous. But remember, we don't go on stage for thank you. We go on stage to do the right thing to help people. Just like we go on stage to help clients. We help clients all the time. But we don't do it, hey, can I get my thank you? I just helped you. I spent 5 hours fixing this. Can I get a thank you? Don't look for the thank you. Don't look for the pat on your back. Because if you do, you've already been thanked. Let thank yous come organically and genuinely. That's the best place for them. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm John C. Morley, Serial Entrepreneur. It's been a privilege, pleasure, and honor to be with you this evening, as it is every single evening and day. I hope that you will like the video, comment below. How do you say thank you? Do you say thank you to people if they're in a lower position or a higher position to you? Do you treat everybody at the same level, or no? Then tag your friends, colleagues, and associates. Share it out with everybody you know on social media. Go to my YouTube channel, John Space C Space MORLEY Space Serial Entrepreneur, and look for the key phrase, help keep our content free. And then click on the PayPal link and make the choice to buy my team and a cup of coffee. You know, I'll be so grateful with those pennies and dollars. We'll invest into new hardware, new technology, new equipment, new software, new staff, new facilities to give you the most jaw-dropping, motivational, inspirational content available to get you off your butt into action and start living that life of passion to create the success that you've been waiting for. Have yourself a great rest of your evening, and I'll be back tomorrow, which is Thursday, and we'll go over some more about thank you, and then we'll have a wrap-up on Friday. I hope that you enjoyed tonight, and I hope that you understand that thank you is something we all should not take for granted. Have yourself a wonderful night, everyone.